Hello and welcome to Crafternoons. I'm Miss Angela with the Indian Valley Public Library, and for today's program we're going to be working with this book here, and it's called 10-Minute Drawing Projects, and it's written by Christopher Harbo and illustrated by Lucy Makuc. And I picked this book primarily because I thought 10 minutes is a really good time period. That's what we're working on, making the videos about 10 minutes long. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to showcase this book. That's a great book for when you have about 10 minutes and you just want to do a quick project. So we're going to be working with this here. So just a reminder, if you are drawing along with me, you're going to need a couple of supplies. And it's okay if you want to come back and draw later if you're not going to draw with me. So make sure you have something to draw on. I have some white paper here. A pencil is always important for when you're drawing. A pencil sharpener. I did not bring a pencil sharpener, but hopefully my point will hold out. I like to use some kind of a fine tip black marker. This is an ultra fine Sharpie. This is to trace my lines. An eraser. I have this well-loved eraser that I use here, and something to color with. Now, last week I used my my markers, and today I found these really fun. They are crowns, but they have a sharp point to them, so I thought I'd give those a try today. So today we are going to be drawing out of this book here, and I just want to show you the beginning of this book here, because one thing I thought was really cool about it is, of course, they have your different projects here, the names of the projects and what page you can find them on. I like this book. It's got a variety of different kinds of things you can draw. But this introduction is really cool here. So it tells you right here at the beginning what supplies you might need. So it says it recommends colored pencils, erasers, paper, pencil, and a pencil sharpener. Now, what I also think is really cool, there's some tips. I just want to share some of these tips that they have here. Practice makes perfect. The more times you draw something, the better it will look. Sketch lightly at first and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Simply use an eraser to remove any unwanted lines. There's no right or wrong way to create art. Experiment and use your imagination. Change things up. Once you've mastered drawing the character one way, try drawing it a different way. I thought they were really some fun tips, and I think I might use them. And you know what else I liked about this page? I like this robot. So I think I'm going to find this robot, and that's what I'm going to draw with you today. Now, as I look for the robot, just a reminder, if you want to watch this live and do the drawing along with me, you can. Or if you would rather just watch the video and then come back, you can come back and watch it anytime. That way, if you need to pause it, you can do that whenever you want. So here's my robot. And it says on the bottom here, one day robots may help you do everything, even clean your room. Until that happens, test your art skills on this friendly bot. So we are going to look at the instructions. Now here the instructions are just pictures. And the way they do the instructions is they put the things that you're doing in that step are darker. So on the first step, everything is dark because that's the first step. So these are the steps. And then here you can see the stuff you did before is more of a lighter color, and then the stuff that you're adding is darker. So there really are only 4 steps to this project. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the basic shape of the robot. So I'm going to grab my paper here, and I'm going to draw this first step here. So I'm going to start with kind of a flattened, I'm going to start with my flat side and kind of almost like a 3/4 circle to make the body of the robot. I'm going to make my flat side a little bigger. And then you want to draw a little half circle at the top here and another half circle about halfway down. And here I took my half circle a little too far, so I'm going to erase that. And that looks like the main body. So now we're going to start working on the legs. So the legs are kind of like a rounded rectangle. And it looks like they've got this one off to the side. Actually, you know what? That looks a little too small. So I think I'm going to try that again. And then they have the leg off to the side because they have, if you see here in their picture, they've got the leg kind of kicking back. I like that. If you don't like that, you can pose your robot in any way, shape, or form that you want. Or if you want, maybe the first time you draw it, you can draw it like the way they drew it, and then change it up the next time you draw it. That's the great thing about drawing. You can do it multiple times and keep practicing, just like they said in the beginning. Now here with this next step, it looks like I want to draw that second rounded part right here on the bottom. And then that's going to be like the edge of the robot's head. And we're going to put some curved lines here, 1 and 2, and that's going to be the arms of the robot. And I'm going to draw a circle to make the edge. And it looks like right here we're going to need to erase just what's the part that's behind his arm. And here we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to make his arms go up a little bit here. Now I keep using the word his, but because my robot's going to be a boy, but your robot can be a girl. Or anything you want. I think I'm going to make my robot a boy, so I'm going to just erase this here, this little line in the arm here. So it looks like I'm just going to go over here and look and see, did I do everything? Looks like they drew a little bit of a line here and some little half circles here for the tops of his legs. Okay, so then we're going to erase that. Just that straight line there. It looks like I got everything. So now I'm going to move on to step number 3. Now step number 3, I'm going to put the kind of the face of the robot. So it's another rounded rectangle right here. And we're going to put some circles around to show where his arms come in. And we're going to put another circle here where his arm comes in there. And we're going to give him some rounded fingers. Now here's another place, if you wanted to change it up, you could give your robot a different kind of finger, or maybe a different number of fingers. I think I'm just going to stick with the way that the people who made this came up with. And I'm going to give him some fingers on this hand. He kind of looks like he's waving. I like the way they did that here. But you can, like I said, you can pose your robot any way you want. I'm just going to erase where my lines come together. Oh, I erased too much there. Got to redraw that. That works. Okay, and the last thing I need for this step, it looks like, is some lines to connect his legs to his body. So there's legs to connect my lines to my body. So there we go. I'm just going to double check. Did I get all my dark lines? Yep, I got all my dark lines, so I can move on to step number 4. Now here, again, you can make any changes you want when you add the face. I'm going to make mine a very friendly robot. So I'm going to put a smile on the robot's face. And they have a little square here. That's another place you could change it up if you wanted to make it look a little different. I'm just going to follow along with the directions. Maybe the next time I do it, maybe if I draw a different robot, I'll change some of these little details. Now here we have a little part for the body. We're going to do a little curvy line this way and up that way. And we need to add some feet for our robot. So it's kind of a weird little shape, almost like a trapezoid, a rounded trapezoid there. And then some lines here for the joints in his legs. And some lines to show the joints in his arms. And it looks like they have some little dots here to show the screws where maybe his fingers are connected to his body. So a lot of little details in there. That's what makes it fun. And also probably, you know, you can spend as much time as you want or a little time as you want putting all the details in your robot. So here we have this friendly, smiling robot. And the last thing we're going to do is I'm going to draw. I'm going to use my marker, do some tracing, and do some coloring. And we'll see how this turns out. And there you have it. There is my robot. Now the very last thing you can do, or it's next to the last thing you do, you can give your robot a name if you want. I decided while I was coloring that my name of my robot is going to be Marvin the Robot. So there you have it. One last tip from the creators of the book, the bottom here. It says, add a background that tells a story. Computer panels could show that your robot is on board a spacecraft. A junkyard could mean he's been tossed in the trash. So these are some suggestions of places you can put your robot. If you have a little extra time, you want to give them a little scenery. I think that I made my robot in lots of bright and fun colors because I was thinking maybe he would be a toy robot that kids could play with during indoor recess. So that's my robot. I hope you have fun drawing it. And don't forget, you can always share a picture of what you drew in the comments of this video. Have fun. Just a reminder, if you want to check out this book, it's called 10-Minute Drawing Projects by Christopher Harbo and illustrated by Lucy Makuc. And you can check this out of the library, and I'll put a link to the catalog in the description of this video. Have fun, and we'll see you next time. Bye.